one of the biggest debates today is surrounding karma, whether or not it always implies destiny, and what it means for free will. This debate, often known as the moral agency dilemma, is not limited to the karma system, but may also be present in various forms in monotheistic religions. The concept of karma initially occurs in Rig Veda, the oldest Hindu literature, sometime about 1500 BCE, with a narrow definition of ritual activity, and since then, it has always been with us and is depicted in many forms. But the most common and well-known is, karma is reap what you sow. Whatever thoughts or energy you put out, you get it back, good or bad. Basically, what it means is that karma is entirely under our control. We have the ability to design the cause that will lead to any results we choose. So hence, we can control our own fate or not. By the end of this video, you will find out. To understand the idea much better, let us explore a short story about it. A king once invited 50 monks to a feast. The kitchen was set up outside in a spacious area of the palace, where the feast was planned on a grand scale. On the day of the feast, an eagle soared over the open kitchen, clutching a snake in his claws. In an effort to free itself from the eagle's claw, the snake spat out poison, and a few drops accidentally ended up in the meal that was being cooked for the monks. Nobody noticed anything, and the food was served to the monks. As a result, all the monks died from eating toxic food. When the king learned about the death of all the monks, he was deeply saddened, as was everyone else in the palace. The case was brought to Yama, the Buddhist god of death. Yama found it challenging to determine who should bear the karma of this immoral deed in such a scenario: the king, who did not know that the food became poisonous, or the chef, who did not know that the food got poisoned while cooking. The eagle, who flew over the king's palace holding a snake in his paws, or the snake who spat out poison in his self-defense. So, who, according to you, should be held responsible? The king, the cook, the eagle, or the snake? Karma is such a simple word, yet quite difficult to understand. The truth is, most of us don't even understand it at all. We think that by doing good things, we may affect uncontrolled consequences, with the frequently underlying assumption that the universe would repay us in kind. On the other hand, when unpleasant things happen to us, we often assume that they are karmatic punishment for doing something wrong from the past, and the reason we are suffering now is so that we might atone for this bad karma. Many of us believe in karma as a form of external justice, whereby we are destined to suffer as a result of some wrongdoing that we can hardly recall. This sums up that karma is a form of mutual understanding, where I purchase this round and you buy the next. But the agreement is established with the cosmos as a whole rather than with particular individuals. Karma could be seen as what happens to you on the most basic level. In this way, many people blame different things on karma, like getting sick, meeting the love of their life, getting into car accidents, or even having trouble finding a parking spot. But if you stop there in your analysis of karma, you would have to say that you have little to no control over the way your life goes, that your future has already been planned out in great detail by outside forces, and that free will is a myth. In Buddhist psychology, karma is the nature of your intention at this very moment. To understand this better, let's find out what Yama did. The matter stayed open in Yama's file for several days. After a while, 3 monks visited the kingdom to speak with the king. They approached a woman on the road for direction to the palace. While directing them, the lady said, "Take care going there. King of this country murders monks like you by poisoning their food they eat." As soon as the woman finished speaking, Yama made a choice. He said that the karma of this woman should be increased by the death of those monks. She must endure the consequences of her sin. When Yama's assistant realized that This woman had nothing to do with the terrible accident. He said, "But Lord, why?" In response, Yama said, "When someone sins, he or she takes tremendous pleasure in it. But when the monks were slain, it didn't bring joy to the king, not to the chef, not to the eagle, not to the snake. But this lady had delight in reporting about the evil conduct. Therefore, the effects of that wicked deed, which the king unintentionally committed, will now be added to this woman's karma." The Buddhist view is that everything that occurs to us, whether intentionally or unintentionally, is ultimately caused by our own influence, which is exactly the opposite of what we thought we knew about karma. Let's consider our activities as having two parts to better understand this. One is our bare behavior, and the other is the intention behind the behavior. The bare conduct that makes up your action does not matter when it comes to building your character. What matters is your intention when you do those actions. Think about the motion of holding a knife. Knife wielding is a basic conduct. However, the motive behind that action may be to perform a life-saving operation or to attack someone out of rage. Even the simple knife-wielding action has two meanings: goodwill or ill will, compassion or cruelty, unselfish or resentful. What if there is no life after death, if our action, both right and wrong, have no external benefits? Still, here in our present life, if we act without harmfulness or ill will, we will live in a state that is easeful and serene. Kalamastutta, Anguttara Nikaya 3.6. To put it in another way, if you act with kindness, goodwill, and gratitude, whatever life gives you will bring you more peace of mind. On the other hand, if you act aggressively, your mind will get irritated, and no amount of money will make you truly appreciate it. Selfish and hurtful actions make people feel like they can't trust and relate to you. Whatever a person frequently thinks and ponders upon, that becomes the inclination of his mind. If a person's thinking is frequently imbued with ill will, his mind is bent by that thinking, imbued with ill will. The key to learning to lean towards non-harmful intention is to think about whether what you want to say or do would make the pain worse or lessen it for yourself and others. Being aware of the present helps, because it makes you more aware of how you react to things. You will then be better able to think about your goals before acting, rather than acting quickly out of habit. Once you realize that good mental states like pride, confidence, and self-esteem come from doing things that make you feel safe and connected to other people, while bad emotional states like shame, guilt, regret, and solitude come from doing bad things that put you in competition with other people, karma becomes easy to understand. In other words, happiness comes from different ways of talking and acting that makes us feel closer to and more alike with other people, not from money or success. Regardless of how deeply established our behaviors are, it indicates that we have the capacity to change. Intent creates karma, as Buddha explained. As a result, we do karma, which means that we become kind, generous, and giving people by having the purpose not to do harm. Thank you for listening to A Shift in Perspective, and I will see you in the next video.